1, 2, and take 7. Hold on. Rabbi Wilhelm. Get it right this time. Come on, I don't have all day here.
You started already?
No, I didn't start yet. Rabbi Wilhelm, I have a question for you and also for your online smicha students. It's a very serious question, and I really hope you have an answer for me.
Sure,
I've heard from Rabbi Chaim Shalom Deitch that there's a certain phenomenon in Eretz Yisrael that you have a lot of people that are not Hasidim, they learn Hasidus.
Yeah.
And tons of Misnagdim, Litvaks, whatever you want to call them. And then he basically said something really interesting. He's like, why is that? Because the Eibishter is a kind Eibishter, and they want to be a balance in the world. And a lot of Hasidim, unfortunately, don't learn Hasidus. So the Eibishter made it so people that are not Hasidim do learn Hasidus.
Okay, so
I have a question for you.
Where do
I never see you learning Hasidus. All your Talmidim. What's up with that? Only Nigla. When are you going to learn Hasidus?
You want me, you're videoing me, you want me to say, and you want to say something negative about me on my platform? What is going on? Anyway, it's Parshas וישלח, Shabbos, Yutes Kislev, so Chag Agula, there's a lot going on, and every Yid, their mind is in Eretz Yisrael. I heard somebody saying a tremendous gematria, and I know, I've been seeing, I know you're going to take it and run. The gematria of Eretz Yisrael is Hashem Ish Milchama Hashem Shmoi. The two words Eretz Yisrael is the same gematria, Hashem Ish Milchama Hashem Shmoi. So if you want to relax a little and not be so tense, just remember the Eibishter is during the war, and as we always quote the pasuk in Hashem le shak shemer shav shakat shomer. So you need the Eibishter, and if you just put your hashlech al Hashem Yehavcha, you'll have a little more ruikite. Obviously, it's a tense moment, but have bitachon, and the Eibishter is in control. Hashem ish milchama Hashem shmoi. Okay, let's get to Parshas Vayishlach. And I, you realize in the parsha twice, I think it's in Sheni, and then again in Chamishi, Yaakov is told, Yaakov grabbed the malach, and he says, Baracheni, I want you to give me a bracha after the whole wrestling match. So, and the malach says, what kind of bracha can I give you? He says, there's going to come a time that your name will be changed. Your name will be changed from Yaakov to Esav. Attacking Chamishi, over there, not Yaakov to Esav. You see how you confused me? From Yaakov to Yisrael.
It's my fault.
Yeah, it's your fault because you didn't even stop me. I could have sold you a bridge, and Yaakov to Yisrael, and that was the bracha. And Rashi brings Yaakov wanted him to tell him something now, so he says, wait. Further down the line, Chamishi Taka, the Eibishter says your name is not anymore Yaakov, your name should be Yisrael. And you'll see the Mefarshim, all the Mefarshim say, why is it different than Avram Avinu? Avram Avinu, once it was changed from Avram, it went to Avraham, and you're not allowed to say Avram anymore. And by Yaakov, we know there's Yaakov and Yisro, and the name Yaakov is still standing. And by the way, for that, when you said there about a Chassidus, there's a beautiful sikh from the Rebbe about that, saying the difference between Avram and Avraham to Yaakov and Yisro. And Rashi and the Mefarshim go on to say, what's the difference? What's the difference between Yaakov and Yisro? Yaakov is how you got the brachas through trickery. Yisro's flat out, you are in charge, and we're waiting for the time that the world will see that the Yidden are in charge, and the Yidden run the world. The Eibishter, we show it by proclaiming as the Eibishter is Hashem Echad Shmoi Echad. It's Yutes Kislev. Everybody always talks about what's Chassidus Atufkatam, what does Chassidus accomplish, and whereas let it be Simcha, obviously Yisrael, believe in every Yid. Let me tell you 2 short stories. And it's actually connected to the Maimon and Matzah of the war. I read that one of the tzaddikim who perished in the Holocaust once said a tremendous thing. He said, the Kedushas Levi, the Levi Yitzchak Bedicher says that everyone in history who fought against the Yidden must have had a schus. Why? And Rabbi Yitzchak Bedicher used to say, I envy Parai. Look what kind of Kiddush Hashem happened because of Parai. So throughout history, anybody who fought against the Yidden and caused the Kiddush Hashem, he must have had a schus. And so much so that the tzaddik who was living through the Holocaust said, what did Yamach Shemoy Hitler, what kind of schus did he have? What did he do right? And he found the schus. What was the schus that because of Hitler, we saw that there is no difference among Yidden. He didn't only, Rachmana litzlan, kill the Frum, the Hasidim, or the Asfardim. He killed anybody who has a Jewish nose. We needed, Rachmana litzlan, a person like that to see that all Jews are alike. I'm thinking about it, Rachmana litzlan, in our time too. You see that the Yishmaelim, the Arabs, are just against all Jews. They don't necessarily look for a specific Jew. We are all one. And with that, I'll share with you a beautiful mashal I read. And then I'll let you go because I know you're squatting there. The beautiful mashal is from a person who's poor, and he wandered off. He was looking for food. He wandered off, and his luck, he ended up in the king's orchard. And like many people, he had a back itch, so he couldn't find a better place to rub his back against one of the trees of the king.
Can you show me?
I'm showing you. He's rubbing his back against the tree. The king was looking out of the window, and he sees a guy who ripped pants is rubbing his back against the tree. He calls him in, and he says, "What's this?" He says, "I'm sorry, Your Majesty. I didn't know where I was. I apologize. I asked Mechila." He said, "What did you do?" He says, "I just don't have money. I was going from a place." So the king gave him a sack of gold, and he said, "Never do this again." And the guy goes back to his city. He makes a big kiddush, and he says, "Baruch Hashem, I have money." So he spills the beans and says the story that I went and scratched my back in the king's orchard, and he gave me a sack of gold. You know what happened next week? 10 people went to the king's orchard, and they all stood there scratching backs on the trees, and they were expecting the king to whistle them in and give them the gold. And the king calls them in, and he says, "What do you mean? We had a back itch." And he says, "Each one of you should be hung on the tree that you scratched." So he said, "Your Majesty, the other Yankel, you gave him a sack of gold. What happened?" He said, "Yankel came alone. He needed the tree to scratch his back. You guys came with somebody else. You should have each one of you should have scratched the other person's back."
Oh,
isn't that a tremendous
nice
lesson? That's all what we have to know. That whoever, Kol Asher B'Shem Yisrael Yechuna, whoever it is, we have to care for each other and be there to help each other. And with that's what Chassidus is all about. No matter what status you are in, care for another Yid. And when you do that, the Eibishter sees the love, and the Eibishter chooses us and gets us out of this gullus, this bitter gullus.
L'shana tova b'limud ha'chassidus v'darkei ha'chassidus.
Amen.
T'kasav v'zechasem.
Amen. You too.